I wanted to speak to you today about something that's really been coming up a lot with me and the people I speak to, my students, everyone that I come across at the moment, is that we are all experiencing situations in our lives, perhaps, that are feeling a bit stuck, or we're just sensing there's a change going on, but not quite sure what that change is. There's a lot going on in the world externally, but there's also a lot going on for people internally. Now, this is really important factor because when we begin to change inside ourselves is simply a reflection of what's going on out there in the world. So how we're feeling inside. So if you're really feeling great, you're having a really good day, everything's really positive, you're meeting some great people, having some nice conversations, business is flowing, everything's going really well, your relationships, you're on a really high vibrational frequency. And what you're doing is you're attracting that to you. And it's really, really magical. But then when we go through really challenging times and our energy drops, it can drop when we go through those challenges. It doesn't have to, but it does invariably. We're not always consciously aware of it. So our energy drops, we drop inside, and then what happens? We reflect. Everything bad happens today. Nothing flows. Oh, telephone calls don't go well. We're having arguments or disagreements with people. We're not having the beautiful flow and joy that can be in our lives. Now, we do experience that, as I just said initially. We do experience that beautiful flow and joy happening, but you can have it most of the time. Now, you will have days, of course, where we go inside and we have to process and challenge things that are coming up for us. And they're days of being very, very quiet and still and letting the healing take place. If there's things that need to come up and process and to let go, let it happen. But then what happens, something very magical happens, is that we come through that and we go into that space of raised vibrational frequency. And what we attract to us then is of a raised vibrational frequency. Now, that can be situations, friends, people, family, conversations, business transactions going really, really well. Whatever it is, it can, when you're on that high vibe, you really attract the high vibe frequency situations to you. So you become that. You become what you are inside. Now, where does this start? It's a huge subject, but I'm just trying to narrow it down. It starts in the mind. It starts with our thinking, our thought processes. The thoughts then transfer down into the body, and I'm always harping on about this. The thoughts transfer into the body and they make a cellular change in our body. Whether that thought is negative or positive, it doesn't matter. The body doesn't discriminate. It just reacts. So a positive thought, positive thoughts, positive reactions in our cells, in our body, in our frequency. Negative thoughts, negative reactions, cells, body, frequency. Then what happens? Negative outside. We have positive thoughts, positive outside, positive things happening to us, positive situations. It's really magical. It's so simple when we know how to do it, but it's not always easy because obviously we are human beings and we have a emotion as well. Now, again, this goes back to the mind, because when we can master the mind and the thoughts, because every thought creates an emotion within us. So if we're thinking, always ask yourself, if you're getting negative emotions coming up, what is it I've been thinking? Please ask yourself that. It's so important to create that awareness of your thoughts. Now, what I see is that on my courses, a lot of my students, and we spoke about this just recently, I did to my students, a lot of my students, what they go through something transformational. They're on a mediumship course, yes, but mediumship isn't just about communicating with spirits. It is far more than that. It's a whole vibrational frequency change, because what we're teaching you to do, what I'm teaching you to do, is to raise your vibrational frequency so that you can attune to the other realms. But what, as a side consequence to that, what happens on a positive note is that the individual changes because their vibe is changing. So if your vibe changes, As we said, outside things start to happen. If you're having a high vibrational frequency vibe, you get high vibe frequency things coming back to you. That's what you're attracting, you see. So on a path of spirituality, when we embark upon that path, you will experience changes within your own psyche, within your own physical body, your spiritual body, your mind. Everything changes. And sometimes we go into that point of change where everything feels a bit uncomfortable, because really we are creatures of habit, and we like to stay in our comfort zone sometimes. But does that bring growth? It doesn't always bring growth. It doesn't. So stepping outside of our comfort zone is bringing growth of our soul, of our being. It changes what's going on in our external world. Now, if things are not working for you at the moment as they are, whether it's in your relationships, your business, family, friends, or just how you're feeling inside, then you need to bring in some changes. And these changes can be really, very, very, very beneficial. It's almost like you're pressing that reset button. You're rebooting your system. Now, I've just done this recently, but I did it through diet, because I've done many, 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 many years of transformational inside stuff going on. I know, I'm not saying I've got it all, but I know how to handle my relationships. I know how to handle my friendships, my business, everything that I'm doing, my family, my life, me. But what I didn't do was my diet went a little bit AWOL just recently. So I've done a 7-day reboot for my diet. And what that's done is it's rebooted my system. I feel great. I've got loads of energy. I feel really, I had to go through a bit of a detox first. And that's where you're getting rid of stuff that the body doesn't need. And it's exactly the same process when you go through a spiritual reboot. You will go through a time that feels a bit uncomfortable, perhaps, a bit like the detox. You're getting rid of things that are you're carrying dead wood. You don't need to be doing that. You're getting rid of things that don't serve you anymore, but we just hold on for whatever reason, and it can hold us back in life. So we go through that, and then when we come through that detox period, we come into the part of where we're vibing high, and we're attracting beautiful, joyous things to us, because we are feeling that inside. And it is a beautiful process. When I've seen it with pretty much all of my students that come onto the mentorships or are with me for a period of time, their lives transform. They transform inside. And that's really where it all starts. You've got to change what's going on here and within you. You can't expect your external world to change if you're not changing inside. So we have to go within first. We have to focus on self. It's so vital that we do that, focusing on self. And that is where your power to bring lasting change into your life in a positive way on a high vibrational frequency. That means attracting high vibe people, high vibe business deals, high vibe family situations, high vibe relationships, friendships. It's what you're vibrating is what you attract. And it's so simple, it's so beautiful when you can really grasp that and understand it and know it to be true and experience it for yourself and apply it into your life. It's all right knowing information, but you've got to be able to apply it. Application is essential for results. So if you want to change you first. Work on you, do some inner work. Yeah, work on rebooting your system, rebooting your mind on how you're thinking, creating awareness of how you're thinking, and then lasting change. Beautiful. Everyone deserves to live a joyous, beautiful, happy life. No matter what's going on out there, we can find that peace within us.